It's day 40 of my new fast. I can again fast for 222 days, but that's a senseless strategy. Insanity is doing the same thing and expecting different results. I want to declare today as the last day of my fasting and the 40th day of my transformation journey. That does not mean I'm not going to fast tomorrow. That will continue, but I free myself from the fasting gods. It sounds good to keep on fasting, but there's nothing satisfy that monster once you start to serve him. I will, if I need to eat, either at a social event or a medical event, I will not even think twice to have some food. That is the first shout for freedom I do today on this journey. I want to start off by expressing my gratitude to everyone who wished me good luck for this new journey. I also want to thank everyone who watched my content, and especially those who subscribed. That gives me hope that someone somewhere gets encouragement of what I am doing. I want to do a deeper dive today about what happened after I quit fasting in March 2023. The weeks following the breaking of my fast, I experienced strange symptoms. My legs and my abdominal area swelled and had this strange groggy feeling. I was then diagnosed with edema as a result of my severe protein deficiency. I could barely move, and the first 2 months anything with regards to exercise was just a challenge. My weight then started to tick back, and by the end of April I was weighing 130 kilos again. I then started to do static cycling, which at least got me fit again. Then all the problems started. I used the next 32 months to gain back 78 kilos. If you work that out, it is about 2.4 kilos a month. It works out to about 80 grams per day. I didn't wake up and suddenly I was fat again. I was determined in working on destroying all the effort I put in for 222 days. Am I disappointed in myself? Of course I am. Am I angry with myself? You'd have no idea how I hated myself. Please do not forget that I had my 2 minutes of fame in the local newspapers. And my fear that someone will recognize me was so overwhelming that I started to live like a recluse. I had only one escape to freedom, and that was by playing games. I played 12,220 hours at least of games. I spent most of that time in one specific game. On top of that, don't forget that I sit at my desk for 8 hours during my day job. All of this together, as someone I know described it, it is maximum destruction at 0 kilometers an hour. I don't think anyone can imagine the devastation of the overuse of an office chair. That is the exercise portion of the story. But what about my blood works? I mean, I was clear about I cannot beat obesity without checking my insulin levels and make sure that my testosterone levels and all those things are in place. I know that. I mean, it's just a logical thing which came out of the 220 days fasting. I so adamantly claim that the only way to beat obesity is to look at your blood markers on a regular basis and act upon that. My first insulin test was done on 30 April 2025 after I fasted for 15 days to get it lower. I do not expect anyone to understand this. I mean, I don't even understand it myself. Why do I want to terrorize myself? We established during the 222 days that willpower and self-control is not an issue. Let the elephant in the room talk about the 32-month relapse with regards to food. I have to break it down to different periods after I broke my fast in March 2023. The first month after I broke the fast, food was almost holy to me. I ate the most healthy portions and the most healthy food you can imagine. I did not even look at any sweets or anything like that. Junk food was not even on the menu. The following 3 months brought some birthdays and social events. That is where I the first time started to eat junk food as part of my diet again. I can remember the first birthday cake I ate was immensely sweet, and I cannot lie to you, I enjoyed every bite of that. The 16 months that followed was, to say the least, just a weight gaining phase. I could not get myself to fast for any given period. I had to eat every day. It was as if I had this post-fast fear that I am not going to get food again. I didn't eat exceptional big portions, but by then my insulin levels were already rising. By eating every day a full meal, high in fat, proteins, my body didn't get any rest, and that is why I just kept on gaining. And let me not be dishonest, I often joined in on the sweet treats, and we all know that high fat and high carbs are a recipe for disaster and filling up of your fat stores. When I did my blood works in April 2025, my doctor tried to engage me into a relationship with a life coach, and that grieved me. The fact that I had to weigh in public scared me, and I just ran off. I tried to hide from the truth and myself until January 2026. I then recognized that starting again is the only difference between a loser and a fighter. And here I am again at day 40 of a new fast, day 40 of a transformation journey. I am down 24 kilos. In the next video, I will talk about the changes I am implementing to avoid this misery from happening again. Please subscribe and like to follow my journey.